Sego Sawakwego. Good morning, everybody. We are now in the council chambers. All of the council members are present. Councilor Linda Lewin is joining us by Teams this morning. So we have all councilors present for this meeting. In the room, I have Charles Miracle, my assistant, and Shelley Bodum, the secretary to the council. We have an agenda before you dated May the 7th, and this is the regular council meeting. The first item of business will be to review and adopt the agenda. But before we do that, we'll have a minute of silence to offer our thanksgiving to the Creator who gives us all the good things that we have that help us in our daily life here while we're here on earth. And we ask Him for His guidance and His direction so that the decisions we make will be in the best interest of the people that we serve in our office as Chief and Council. And we lift up those who are in need today, whatever their need might be. And we ask the Creator to help all the leaders of the world guide the leaders into the way of peace. And so we'll just bow our heads then and offer our thanksgiving to the Creator. Now, we have the first item of business is to review and adopt the agenda. And Angela Miracle, the acting chief administrative officer, has joined us now. The first item will be to review and adopt the agenda. We have the minutes of April the 16th, 2025. We have any business arising from those minutes. We have any meetings that the chief and council have outside of the territory to be approved. We have a business registration from APM. We have the Ontario Administrator Lands Association, the additions to reserve, direct support program, item number 5. Number 6 has been pulled from the agenda. They're still waiting for some information from the school regarding the tractor. Maybe Angela can give us a report where things are at with that later on. We have invoices from Derek Wong, invoices this relates to corporate issues. We have a JFP law invoice, Alan Pratt invoices, the NERA invoices, and NERA is the consultant that was hired to give us the appraisal for the loss of use for Turton Pen. Hicks Morley invoices, HR issues, ISC amendments, 96, 97, 98, 99. The retirement of the fire hall loan with the new monies that we have received from Indigenous Services Canada. Energy efficient programming, MBQ Elders Care Home Furniture, MBQ Elders Care Home, the name. And then we have meetings of the council, the local business is on May the 14th at 7 p.m. May the 16th will be the regular council meeting at 9:30 a.m. May the 16th will be the local business at 7 p.m. May the 21st will be the regular council meeting at 9:30 a.m. May the 28th will be the local council business at 7 p.m. June the 2nd will be the Mohawk regular council meeting. June the 3rd and 4th is the Aboriginal Labor Force Development Circle Annual General Assembly. June the 10th to the 12th is the AI General Assembly, and I think that's at Oneida. June the 16th is the Mohawk Council local business at 7 p.m. June 16th is a regular council meeting at 9:30 a.m. June the 17th to the 19th is the Chiefs of Ontario Annual General Assembly. June 17th to the 19th, and I think that's at Hiawatha. June the 25th is the council local business at 7 p.m. And there's one more item there is to get Queen Anne Silver out for the Mohawk Landing. Could add that as a number 17. Is there a motion then is there any changes to the agenda?
No, I'll motion.
Seeing none, motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Aaron. Aaron Naguari. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. We'll have the minutes of the 16th of April. So the council meeting was held on April 16th at 9:30 a.m. in the council chambers. I was present. Present were Aguari, Chris Brandt, Curtis, Aaron, Linda, and Chris Miracle. Staff present were Angela Miracle, Shelley Bowden, and Charles Miracle, my assistant. Motion 1 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Aaron to adopt the agenda. The motion was carried. Motion 2 was moved by Linda and seconded by Aguari that the council minutes of April the 2nd be approved. The motion was carried. Motion 3 was moved by Chris Miracle and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the following meetings outside the territory. The chief will be attending the Ontario Chiefs Committee on Health on April 29th to May 1st in Toronto. That motion was carried. Motion 4 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the following meetings for May and June 2025. So the regular council, May the 7th and 21st at 9:30 a.m. Local business, May 14th and 28th at 7 p.m. June's agenda will be regular council, June the 2nd and 16th at 9:30 a.m. and local business on June the 16th and 25th at 7 p.m. The motion was carried. Motion 5 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve scheduling a meeting with Jijunhet Unkuwana Language and Cultural Center Board on May the 7th or May 21st, 2025. The motion was carried. Motion 6 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Chris Miracle to approve the signing the letter of permission to harvest in our traditional territory for Aiden Blackned and Kieran Wishy. And that motion should be recorded as carried. Correction to the minutes there. Motion 7 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Linda to approve the signing of the letter of permission to harvest in our traditional harvesting territory for Anthony Fagiani. The motion was carried. Motion 8 was moved by Chris Miracle and seconded by Aguari to approve the land transfer from Bart Thompson to Bonnie Miracle, the whole of lot 27C-12, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. The motion was carried. Motion 9 was moved by Chris Miracle and seconded by Chase Brandt to approve the land transfer from Bonnie Miracle to Bart Thompson for the whole of lot 27C-15 and lot 27C-18, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. The motion was carried. Motion 10, moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve the land transfer from Bonnie Miracle to Cassie Thompson for the whole of lot 27C-17 and lot 27C-20, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. The motion was carried. Motion 11 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve the land transfer from Cassie Thompson to Cassie Thompson and Jared Barberstock for the whole of lot 27C-15 and lot 27C-18, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. The motion was carried. Motion 12 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Aaron to approve the land transfer from Bonnie Miracle to Bonnie Miracle and Haley Caron for the whole of lot 27C-16 and 27C-19, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. Motion 13 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Aguari to approve the land transfer from Cassie Thompson to Bonnie Miracle, the whole of lot 27C-13, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. Motion was carried. Motion 14 was moved by Chris Miracle and seconded by Linda to approve the land transfer from David and Angela Hill to Madeline Hill, the whole of lot 27B-6, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. The motion was carried. Motion 15 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Curtis to approve the land transfer from Kane Hill and Madeline Hill, the whole of lot 27B-5, concession 1, Candaland Survey Record 113838. There's something wrong. That's being transferred to Madeline. Okay, it's good. Motion 16 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Miracle to approve the land transfer from Marlene Brent Castellano to Marlene Brent Castellano and Stephen Castellano, the whole of lot 8A-1-4, concession 2, Candaland Survey Record 74719. The motion was carried. Motion 17 was moved by Chris Miracle and seconded by Curtis to approve the land transfer from Sandra Brandt to Michael Miracle, the whole of the lot 27A-3-2, Candaland Survey Record 74949, 27A-4-3, Revised Statutes of Ontario 3210, and 27A-7, Revised Statutes of Ontario 3485 for concession 1. The motion was carried. Motion 18 was moved by Linda and seconded by Oguari to approve the land transfer from William P. Brandt to William P. Brandt and Drew Brandt, the whole of lot 10A-5, concession 2, Candaland Survey Record 76100. The motion was carried. Motion 19 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the business registration renewal from Chant Enterprises Ontario, Inc., owner Penny Choma. The motion was carried. Councillor Curtis Brandt declared a conflict of interest as Penny is his aunt. Motion 20 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Aaron to approve the business registration for Curtis Cleaning Services owner Brittany Curtis. The motion was carried. Motion 21 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Chris Miracle to approve the business registration for KH Excavation owner Craig Handley. The motion was carried. Motion 22 was moved by Aaron Ferranti, seconded by Chris Brandt to approve to participate in the Iroquois Caucus economic study and support the Iroquois Caucus pursuing funding to conduct the study. The motion was carried. Motion 23 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Aaron Ferranti to approve to award the contract to KL Martin Associates to complete the feasibility and design stages for a new youth housing program in the amount of $176,200. The motion was carried. Motion 24 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Curtis to defer the request to purchase a new tractor for Quinte Mohawk School for further quotes to be submitted. The motion was carried. Motion 25 was moved by Aaron Ferranti and seconded by Chris Miracle to approve to pay the Alan Pratt invoice 6353 in the amount of $5,343.35, invoice number 6357 in the amount of $368.50 for Culberson, and 6354 in the amount of $2,478 for Turton loss of use. The motion was carried. Motion 26 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve to pay Hicks Morley invoices 823513 in the amount of $2,880 for human resources. The motion was carried. Motion 27 was moved by Chris and seconded by Aaron to approve the funding agreement with Junhut Okawana for 25-26. Motion was carried. Motion 28 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Aaron to approve Junhut Okawana, a Mohawk immersion program for fiscal year 25-26. The motion was carried. Motion 29 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Curtis to approve the arena committee members, who will consist of Nick Lewine, Matt Bernhardt, Susan Barberstock, Kane Hill, Colleen Brandt, Curtis Miracle, Angela Markland, Christy Martin, status, non-status member, and Brandy Miracle, Greg Riley, Josh Hill, Riley Reynolds, non-status commissioners Chris Miracle Jr. and Chris Brandt B will be there as the council rep. The motion was carried. Council confirmed the following scheduled meetings. April 28th at 7 p.m. was the community meeting. March 30th was moved by Aaron and seconded by Belinda that this meeting go in private at 2:45 p.m. The motion was carried. Are there any errors, omissions, or corrections to the minutes? The only one that I saw was motion 5 should be recorded as being carried. Do you have any corrections, Chris? Or
no.
Curtis, do you have any? Aaron?
No.
Do you have any, Chris?
I thought there was a councillor was opposed to the harvesting for 6 and 7, but I know for a fact on 23, I was negative
Okay.
to almost, a couple $100,000 to design some tiny houses.
You're carried? You're
I was,
negative?
I was negative on 23. Yeah, I did stuff in my sleep, Chief.
Linda, do you have any changes to the minutes?
No, Chief, I'm good.
Okay, so then there'll be 2 corrections, and motion 6 will be recorded as carried. And
Chris, just to answer Chris, that was the last council on maybe it wasn't this one, these ones were good.
so Chris will be recorded as a negative vote then on 23.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can we have a
Thanks,
motion
Chris.
to accept the minutes as corrected?
I'll motion that, Chief.
I'll second.
Chris, Brandt, is anybody opposed?
No.
Seeing none, the motion is carried. Meetings outside of the territory. Do I have any, Charlie, in my calendar before the next meeting? I think we could be on the agenda here.
There's one on here, Chief, that says May 20th, 2025, First Nations procurement session.
Oh, that's for the city of Toronto. I did say I'd go to that then.
I'll motion for you to attend that.
We don't really have a lot of businesses, but we might be missing out on an opportunity to create a business for procurement. Like, we don't participate in a lot of procurement. There's many First Nations do. And so they have businesses that supply basic things like cleaning supplies and toilet paper and paper towels or whatever, or even hand dryers, all that kind of stuff.
Chief, on this one on the May 20th for the procurement session, it says for 2 people. So have you got another person to go?
No, I don't. Do you want to go?
Oh, then I'll go, if it's
So
on
it'll
that.
be approved procurement, so it'll be Chief and Curtis.
I'll motion for
That's
both
a-
of you.
I'll second that, Chief.
Tuesday, I believe.
It's really just to see what is the opportunity there.
I was reading it, yeah. That's why.
Okay, anybody opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Yeah.
Do it on the next one.
There is a new business registration for landscape contractor, site work only. The owner is Stacia Anderson, and the insurance is on file. Does council approve? I have
I'll
a
motion that, Chief.
No, second, Chief.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. So the 2025 application for the Ontario Aboriginal Lands Association additions to Reserve Direct Support Program requires TMC support through a council resolution. The addition to Reserve Direct Support Program provides guidance to communities going through the ATR process, and the request from the staff is that the council provide a resolution supporting this initiative. Does council approve?
I'll motion.
Aaron?
See the lands identified, and are they the ones that you want or not?
Well, I just got this just a minute
I
ago.
know, because I talked to Shoot this morning, like, hey, Shoot, where's the list?
So here, I'll read what this says.
You
There's
just
a,
read that one section that talks about the area. I don't think I wrote it.
Turton Pen, Western Third, Kimmett Property, Deserano Purchase, Foresters Island, and Marysville Golf Course
it's just the funding, the land that we bought.
that we can ATR.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss something.
Did
or-
somebody approve it?
I'm motion.
I'll second that, Chief.
Yeah, it's any land that we've bought that needs to go through the land addition to reserve process, that this is what is to help our
Yeah,
staff.
we just want to make sure that we got all that.
Yeah. I think it's more about the process.
Yeah,
Okay. It's moved by Aaron to approve, and who's seconding that? Chris?
Chris.
Is there anyone opposed? Seeing
No, Chief.
none, the motion is carried, so there'll be a council resolution then. Before that, to sign. I can tell you one of the things that was with the reform, after the federal government consulted, the land does not have to be contiguous to our land base in order for it to qualify. That used to be a requirement. But it had to be contiguous, but it doesn't have to be.
What is that word?
Butting up close to.
Oh, okay.
It's called contiguous.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Other than, on the ice, you're contiguous. It's the button up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Angela, where are we at with getting additional quotes for the tractor at the school? Because I did 6-fold.
There was some questions raised that I briefly talked to Marie. I need for the more detailed questions that I received. So they did get a quote, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's apples to apples. So I'm getting more information on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry.
Just in case people didn't hear you online, so could you just repeat that, Angela?
It's just that we are checking the quotes. There was some questions and I need to get the answers. And we want to make sure that the quotes are apples to apples versus
Okay,
apples to
that's
oranges.
fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So do you think we might have that for the next council?
That's what the hope is, yes.
Yeah, because the tractor's getting pretty old.
Yep.
But they can still use the chief for now. It's good.
As long as it's running. right?
It's running. It's
Okay.
fine.
So we have invoices from Derek Long, 38,392 for economic development and 5,186 for economic development. Is there a motion to pay these invoices?
I'll motion.
Moved by Aaron. Is there a seconder?
I'll second it, chief.
Curtis. Is anybody opposed?
Negative.
Angela, was this the one trying to straighten out all the stuff that?
There's a
we're trying.
whole bunch of things, they're in the private.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I can give you more details in that section.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
One negative vote, Chris Miracle. Anybody else opposed? Seeing none, Linda, you're not opposed?
No, Chief.
Okay, thank you. So the motion is carried.
Just did the same thing.
JFK law invoices. Invoice 435, the amount of money is $3,020 for the Human Rights Tribunal case. Does council approve to pay this invoice?
I'll motion.
No second, chief.
Is anyone opposed? No. Anyone opposed? Seeing none and hearing none, the motion is carried. Alan Pratt invoices, $7,653 for Turton Pen loss of use, and $1,994.50 relating to Culberson. Does council approve to pay this?
All motion, Chief.
Chris Brandt,
I'll second.
is anyone opposed? Anyone opposed? Seeing none and hearing none, the motion is carried. The NERA invoices, and again, this is the consultant that's doing would work on loss of use. To quantify the loss of use payment, the invoice is $9,028.21, and the invoice 3155 is $3,393.75. Does council approve to pay this
All
invoice?
motion, Chief.
I'll second.
Is anyone opposed? Anyone opposed? Seeing and hearing none, the motion is carried. Hicks Morley invoice for Human Resources Matters. Legal matters, total invoice is $2,412. Does council approve to pay?
I'll motion.
Aaron, is there a seconder?
No second, chief.
Curtis? Is anyone opposed? Anyone opposed? Seeing and hearing none, the motion is carried. contribution agreement from Indigenous Services Canada, numbers 96 is for in-home care in the amount of $48,570 for service delivery. Funerals and burials, $17,713. First Nations Representative Services that relates to Mohawk Family Services and Child Family Service Prevention, $256,234 and $5,632, $5,632 and pardon me, start again. So for First Nations Representative Services is $848,061. Child Family Services Prevention, $256,234 and $5,632 and $5,632,570. Motion 99 carried with modification to the terms and conditions only. Does council approve?
All motion, chief.
Chris
I'll
Brandt.
second.
That print was pretty small. So, is anybody opposed, or seeing none, the motion's carried.
Over the year, yeah.
The fire, is Cecil going to join us for this item? The fire hall repayment?
Cecil, I can get her, but you
Okay.
have to make sure the rest of the.
No, we're just gonna bump that and they're coming out 11. So if we can just wait.
Okay.
Wait for this one?
Oh, no, not the fire.
Okay.
We're doing the
So the question is,
Sorry, I don't know if she was, there's 4 of them on here, so.
so the question is, does the council want to pay off the fire hall loan at the Bank of Montreal and invest the rest, and there'll be more coming?
So was there did somebody look into it and see if there was a penalty?
Cecil was looking into that, and I think she does have an answer.
We'll find out from Cecil before we say anything then.
So the question that she wants to know, I guess, do you want to pay off the fire hall, or do you want to keep making payments and invest the money, or? But anyway, we'll wait till Cecil gets here, because she's had the conversation with the bank.
What I'd like to know is the difference of the interest that we'll pay to pay it off monthly, or if there's a penalty. If there's no penalty, well, then let's pay it off. Because what's the sense of paying somebody interest on a loan when we don't have to make somebody else rich, invest the money and make money ourselves?
Well, your balance sheet looks better if you don't have a lot of debt.
Well, we'll find out numbers.
Okay, Chris?
I move that council strongly request the bank waive this because it's a fire hall community property.
But they're guided by banking.
I'm sorry?
If you actually read the paper, it says BMO confirmed waive.
Correct.
Cecil, we're discussing the fire hall repayment issue, so do you want to just make a presentation to council then?
Okay.
So the question was, did the bank agree to waive the penalty?
So I had a call yesterday. Sorry. Morning, everyone. Firstly, I had
Okay,
a
just
call.
wait. She's trying to give us an answer, so would everybody pay attention and listen to the answer to your question?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
go
I
ahead.
had a call yesterday with Luke, who is the senior director now, replacing Ian Smith at BMO, and he has confirmed me that they are going to try their best, but he needs to get a higher approval to waive the fees, and he's going to let me know before the end of this week. So he didn't. He's crossed finger and he's assuring that it will be done, but he doesn't have the authority. He's pushing his
Okay.
best to get the higher authority approval. So I should be hearing from him before the end of the week.
Okay, so then we
that's
should
why
defer this then until you get an answer, right?
yeah, so I just put my comment there that I'm going to have a meeting and then
Okay,
confirm.
then I guess if we can't get the fee waived, then what's the scenario there? We just continue making payments and invest the rest?
So-
Which is the best option?
Yes, so I have put 3 options in the presentation. Just give me a second. I just want to open it. Fire hall.
So with the payment that we had, the first installment payment sees that we received from ISK, that's enough to pay off that loan.
Yes. So if we go through my presentation, I'll just kind of, firstly, of course, I've shared the third page, which is the total cost and expenses for the fire hall. The third is the total sources of funding used to build the fire hall. And as the fourth page, fifth of the 12 is reimbursement from ISK. So as of today, we have got 3,141,676,000 in bank already released from ISC, and the potential future ISC funding contribution, which is 1,181,519, that a concrete date hasn't been promised yet, but they're going to send us. Having said that,
They have promised to pay it, but just the
yeah,
two
but not the
installments.
date hasn't been released of the deposit. Yeah. So coming to the options that I have shared is we can take the first option is repay the loan from the ISC funds that we have got, and the balance amount we can invest it in a GIC. As we know, we have received 3,141,676, and the loan which is balance in the books as of March 31st, 25, it's 1,603,110.22, and we all know that the loan was borrowed at 3.04%. Having said that, if we repay this loan, we still have a balance of 1,538,565, which we can invest.
And more coming.
Yes, and more coming. But as of now, these are the deposit I have in the money. So we can invest right away once the decision has been made. And the GIC rates which I was received on April 30th, I received were 2 years, 3 years options. So 2 years is paying us 3.22 and 3 years is paying us 3.27. Having said that, the current interest earned in the bank account, which is 3.30, but keeping in mind that with the volatility of the market, the prime rate is going to decrease every month from year after, because we all know globally how the prime rate is impacted with Bank of Canada taking the decision. Having said that, that's why my recommendation was, because there is a possibility of too much of drop in the prime rate, the rate of 3.22 is a good rate to kind of fix a GIC for 2 years. And then meanwhile, we can have plans that, where these funds could be invested or which project actually needs this fund. And then, we can, once the GIC is matured, you can kind of use it there. And even in that period, if we need fund, the current cash flow can kind of, in sense of the operating general account, I can manage on like a 6 month before or something like that can be cash managed. The second option is repay and transfer. So just to bring a little bit more detail on this one, when we built this fire hall, we had used firstly the BMO loan, and that loan was repaid from the principal and the interest from OFNLP fund, and 2 years we had a motion to use the interest to be paid from the subsidiary companies, which is the UOIT
Yeah, the wind and
81,
solar.
and so only just for 2 years. But most of the interest and things were paid from the OFNLP fund. That's the casino fund that way. So there is an option that we repay the loan, and then the balance amount we transfer back to the Nesbit investment, which is the Nesbit investment. So that's a second option. So we don't invest in a GIC, but we put it in the big pot of the portfolio.
The BMO Nesbitt Burns.
Yes. So that's the second option. And then the third option is that we continue with the loan until it matures, and the entire amount we got from the ISK, which is 3,141,676, we can invest that completely. So in that also there is a benefit, because the current rate of GIC is 3.22 and the interest the loan that we borrowed is 3.04. So the interest earned will offset the interest paid. So there is that kind of, we are in win-win with that option as well. So
And I guess what would we make more money if we,
I have
put
recommended
it
the
in-
option 1 only because I feel that the ISC has given us the funds and trusting us that we repay the loan and the balance amount we can invest, that way. So just to keep that, the kind of, they will see that in the financial that we paid the loan, that loan will be off.
well, to me, that's why we said
Yeah,
they should
so-
have covered the cost of building the fire hall. We shouldn't be in debt for it. So they don't give us money to invest.
Exactly. So considering the relationship and being loyal and trustworthy with the reimbursement that we got from ISC, I had recommended the option 1, which is pay the loan and the balance amount with a good interest rate that we are getting now. We
And
can
get the
put in
rest, then
GIC.
it shows up in our audited statement, so they don't come back and
Yes.
say, well, we gave you money to buy that, but I see there's still, now you still have a
Right,
debt for it.
exactly. So
A
that
bank loan for it. What'd you
keeping
do with
that
the
in
money?
mind, I have put the option 1 as my recommendation.
So did BMO confirm to waive the penalty? Because on here it says BMO. confirmed
Yes,
the
so
penalty April 30th.
yeah, so I had a call twice. Yesterday also I had call with the senior director at BMO. He's just waiting for a higher approval to confirm me on that. He's kind of confident, but he's going to tell me more by the
Well-
end of the week.
well, the other
I'm
thing-
pushing very hard on that, telling them the relationship we have, all the bank accounts we have, and the Nesbit portfolio is with BMO. So I'm trying my best to get that waived.
and
At least
and-
not full. I will try my best to get the 50% off. But I'm
And the other point the council wanted to make sure that the bank is aware this is like is an emergency services building.
yes.
So
I also agree with option number 1 because my thought is that if we can pay the loan off and save the interest charges from here on in, it's better that we have that interest rather than making somebody else rich. Let's keep that in our own, invest the rest. But obviously, we need to hear back about these if there's any
fees.
kind of a penalty.
Yeah. So
First.
as of now, the calculation as of March 31st, 2025, they had told me the total penalty was roughly $12,184. But as I said, by the end of this week, I'm going to hear the confirm amount.
Okay.
But as of now, it's 12,184. I also kind of told them that we have so much other business and loans with y'all, so y'all, and we are like now in today's market we are coming back and repaying the loan, which is one of the very good, like there is so much that people are not like having enough fund to repay, but we are kind of coming and repaying early. So considering all those factors, I'm hoping that I hear something really good news by the end
yeah,
of the
I
week.
don't want to not pay the loan, then make it look like we didn't really need the money in the first place. And so when we got the money to retire that debt, then I think we should follow through with what we said we were going to do with the money.
I second Chris's motion. Was yours a
To pay
motion?
it?
For option 1.
Option 1, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll let us know as soon as possible with
Yes,
that.
yes.
with
I'll
that.
follow up today again this afternoon. I just called him yesterday, so I just want to give him some time. But maybe tomorrow morning I'll shoot him an email
Yeah,
again.
maybe throw in a verbal like it's emergency,
I
building,
did tell him
and-
that today is the council meeting as well, but I think, yeah, we have to just appreciate the time. Sorry?
Like, what do we pay a month on the interest? anyway?
I didn't get
What do we pay per month?
interest. It's 32,000. Kind of rounding up.
So
on
even
that.
if we had to pay the fee,
Yeah.
So even if we pay the fee, we're like
Yeah.
$12,000.
Yeah,
We're still saving
ahead.
20,000
Yeah,
a month anyway.
yeah,
If
but
you-
still,
if
I
you-
feel like every dollar is important. Like I'm pushing hard that we get this waived.
So
Yeah, so-
I'm friends with the president of the Bank of Montreal, so if they say no, you let me know.
Yes, I have actually copied Dan as well, who is kind of a senior person for the Aboriginal Special BMO group. So we'll see. I think we'll just hear more at the end of the week. Yeah.
you call him, chief.
Okay.
Get him.
Well, I'll let her do her work first, but as I said, if the answer is no, then you let me
So
know.
Chris motioned, I
So-
seconded.
On motion number 1.
This just underscores the importance of lobby. We retire debt, and when you get the rest of it, you can invest that. So the other thing, Cecil, in my conversation with the department, with Kyle, he's requested that we send in the the audited statement for the Public Works garage to show what the
Yes, I am
construction costs
actually,
were?
I have that in my to-do list the other day when we
And for
spoke.
this-
Yes,
the
I
wellness
will be
building next
providing
door.
that
And we
information.
may be able to work something out there.
Yes, I'm working with Todd on providing that information, yeah.
He doesn't need all the invoices, he just needs the audited statement
Yes,
that shows what it's only the
Yeah.
construction costs.
yes, I have that to be done, yeah, just this week.
So there might be a few more million coming our way.
Yeah.
And this is the important, I cannot ever stress how important it is for council to lobby for money, because now you'll have more resources to do other work. In our $12 million that we have for roads, that has to all be spent by March 31st, 2026, or else it's clawed back.
Yep.
So we cannot drag our feet on that.
So on this one, is the motion carried?
So that motion then is carried, then we'll repay that bank loan.
Okay, so next, as per next step, yes, of course, once the motion is approved, I'll work with Shelley to put the wording for the MCR, and I'll just wait until we get this waiver properly known as well, and then I'll do the paperwork to kind of close the loan and reinvest the balance amount. Yeah, so I'll do all the work, yeah.
Thank you.
It's always good to retire millions of dollars worth of debt.
Yes. Yeah, and this it actually, our debt ratio and our financials also, our financial shows a better view on that as we have lesser debt, right? So
Yeah, well,
that's
that, it helps our ratio when they look at our audit statements,
Yes.
it improves our ratio and all
Yes.
that things, which all, it shows that we are in good financial stead.
What's 8?
When the Department Audit Review Committee looks at our report, we'll be in good stead.
Thanks, Cecil.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Cecil.
Yeah, is there any other
And
agenda
I would like
item
to
for
also
me?
thank the council who came with me when we lobbied for that money.
Okay, yeah, perfect, yeah.
Chief, that works hand in hand of also not believing what everybody tells you.
Well, I
Okay.
didn't believe it in the first place, but
Well,
nobody
I knew
listened to
better
me.
though. I knew better.
I knew if they could build it.
So I wish somebody would have asked.
Thanks, Cecil.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Cecil.
Oh, okay, well, we'll.
But
got-
that advice came from our capital management officer, who was our late our CEO, and I
We
didn't
have
agree
to-
with it.
Yeah,
We have to stick on the agenda
Whatever.
to get there before Derek comes at
Yeah,
11.
let's go here.
Okay, so numbers that TMC approved. The energy efficient programming. There's a program, Enbridge is offering for winterproofing and save on energy, to create energy affordability. It's an energy affordability program. And they provide free energy audits, installation of energy efficient upgrades to lower fuel consumption of homes. Programs also look after replace older appliances with Energy Star rated appliances. Ban homes to sign up for the program. Advertise, encourage privately owned homes to sign up as well. All service measures provided are free of charge. So they need a council resolution to and choose to participate in the program, gaining valuable insight on housing state of TMT and help lower consumer energy bills by making homes more energy efficient. Does council approve signing this resolution?
I just got a question before we, and that's the band houses, right?
We have
It's the band
210
applying,
rentals.
But they
I
are
know,
going to
but
post,
everybody can sign up for it, but.
Yeah.
they're going to post for privately owned to apply as well.
Okay.
So they can apply as well.
So the people have to allow these,
An energy audit
the
on their home.
energy out into their homes, so.
Yeah.
What if we have, band members that are renting places that will not let them in?
Well, it's up to the owner. Nobody can do any work on the property without the
I
owner.
know, but just to let them to come into their home to assist, to inspect. So you've got somebody that is renting a place from the band and they say, no, I'm sorry, you can't come in.
Well, then they wouldn't just go knock on their door. The housing department, Jamie Brandt, I think would be looking after this, as far as I know, because he's our energy person. Is that right, Angela?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reason why not. I'm just
So
trying to.
they would simply send out a notice to the renters, and if they don't want an energy audit, then I guess they want to pay higher energy bills then.
It was in their rental agreement at one time that with notice, you have to allow people in, representatives.
Is it?
I
don't know if they
think
take
you
it
mean for
out.
private ones, or do you mean
No,
for
no,
band
no,
only?
just for the band
Oh,
only
no,
ones.
Because
they
there could be appliances like furnaces and stuff that might need replaced, and so to me, this would save the band money if there's a program that can assist with that.
Very much
That wouldn't
so.
make any sense to refuse.
Okay, that's good then. Aaron, you said you motioned?
Yep.
Okay, then I'll second that then. I just wanted to make sure, that's all. It's just a question.
There might be a bit of that, but I think most people, if
Yep.
they're told, if it's explained to them what it is, most people would probably agree, I'm
They
sure.
did something similar, like,
They did
Few years.
4 years ago.
yeah, a bit.
Is anybody opposed?
Scott Green was still alive. Yeah,
I moved, Chris seconded.
they did it.
Yeah,
They
so
did it,
they did it.
Aaron and Chris Brandt are the movers and seconders. Is anybody opposed? No. Seeing none, the motion is carried. Is that a council resolution or just a motion, Shelley? Okay,
They fixed my freezer, gave me.
and it doesn't mean just because you have an energy audit, you have to go do it, but at least you'll know what your options are. So the next item is the MBQ Elder Care Home Furniture Award. So Curtis and Linda and I went to look at the furniture, and so the recommended option, according to and Joe Gazillia went with us as well about furnishings, and so the suggestion was to award the contract to Workplace Office Solutions for a total of $1,102,436.59. Was this tendered?
It was put out, they put out an RFP and they got 3 proposals
An
back.
RFP, okay. That'll work.
And the Workplace Office Solutions is also owned by a band member, so
Is
and
there
local.
any camouflage in that,
No,
okay.
no, we didn't want to make any political statements. It's a care facility.
All motion.
Moved by Aaron,
I'll second, chief.
A joke, chief.
who's, and Curtis? No, I know. You're a chair, Chris, you can camouflage your own chair, okay?
Yeah. When I get
For
there.
hunters.
Yeah.
All right, motion is anybody opposed to this?
No.
With furnishings, we got to order it, so we have it in time. The other thing I'm told that there's completion sometime in November with substantial completion in December. So we are right bang on schedule,
Beautiful,
and I think we're under budget.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Even better.
I think we're a couple, 3 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
Couple, 3 weeks ahead. Nice.
And for your rainy day money, there's $706,000 in a nursing home bank account through fundraising. If I had more time, I could make it grow even further. TMC approved. TMC approved.
So when is this, when they're gonna be ready for when the building is ready to move in?
There's a boarding process that has to go through with Ontario Adult at Home. So shortly, usually one or 2 months after that.
But they'll have everything all ready to, when we give them, we go ahead and they just deliver everything, that
When they
was
deliver,
ordered.
when everything's all done and inspected, and then you got ministry approval to open, then that's when you open. Then the money starts to flow. There are people calling, asking for jobs, and there are people calling, asking when, or can they go in there? There are some people in our community are waiting till ours open to win.
The notice is going out, one's being prepared right now that lists
all the positions with their required qualifications.
Good. So MBQ Elders Care Home, number. Oh, the name. So there's medicines 9, 4 directions 25, clans 22, tree species 49 suggestions. Facility to approve the use of clans for the RHA names. TMC picked 3 names to present the community for an additional 2-week period survey. So are they asking for an additional 2 weeks now?
So they're asking for us to approve the wing names of the clans. 4 directions came in first, but because the house or the home is not actually oriented that way. They thought that would create more confusion. So then the next highest one was the clans that the community voted on.
Oh,
So
the
to
wings.
approve that for the wings, and then for each of the counselors to pick, I believe, 3 of these facility names and put it back to the community to vote on them.
For just a question of times, traditionally we're 3 times, there's 4 wings.
Yep, it looks like they did the wolf, bear, turtle, and heron. Bonus.
I didn't think we had a herring plan.
No, there's not, there's only 3, but why would they choose a heron?
It was just put out for people's ideas. They didn't have to explain it.
We all look at the, I mean, just a suggestion is that we all look at the eagle as more, we in respect is an eagle more than heron, but I don't know. Just my thought, that's all.
So do you want to name them then the bear wing, the wolf wing, the
No,
turtle
it's
wing?
just something that we can maybe just put out to the community and let them decide on that, but rather than heron, my suggestion is the eagle.
Yeah.
Look at our logo.
There's really nothing stopping
Is that eagle or
the
thunderbird?
council from putting names forward too. It's a
Eagle?
community thing, so.
That was a thunderbird,
Thunderbird.
isn't it? Oh,
Supposed to be,
shit.
yeah.
News to me.
It's different looking.
That's just my suggestion, so if we can make it.
It looks all buffed.
And also put it out to the community like you're talking.
Well, they were picked,
They've already picked something.
Yeah.
it's just the name of the facility.
That we're putting back out.
Okay, so would you want to defer this then for more thought?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to defer and bring back your ones that you want to pick. Just take a vote, and then we'll put it out to the community, whatever ones we land
And
on.
I put in a suggestion too to name it after my grandmother because she did that work when there was no money. But anyway, that's good. So it's been moved to defer it, and so who was moving that?
I'll move to defer it, and then for council to bring back your votes on which ones we were put back out for next meeting.
No second that.
Thanks, Linda.
Council's to bring back
I think it's
choices at the
3.
top 4?
Yeah, there's 3.
3?
Your 3 choices.
The Queen Anne Silver. Can we have a motion to get the Queen Anne Silver out for Mohawk landing ceremony?
All motion that Chief.
I'll second, Chief. Third? 24? 23?
Okay. Motion to go in private?
Oh.
We did FDR from AI
Oh.
on June 2012. Still waiting on the youth that are going to attend, but the update is done.
Okay.
So who is all attending the AGA?
And there's only 5.
The only 5 plus 2 youth.
What date was that?
I'll attend. Curtis. So Curtis,
I think
Linda, Curtis and Linda are attending. Myself, any other counselors?
Let me just
Curtis, Ogwari, any other councils attending?
peek at my schedule here.
Right, Linda, you're still going?
Are you attending the HEA? No?
What's that for?
The AIAI
The-
Annual General Assembly.
Adonida.
10th and 11th. Oh, 10th to the 12th. Sorry, Linda. Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can go to that.
Aaron's gonna go. Okay, thank you.
Is that
So the
5 of us?
council-
2 Christmas then.
Everything except the 2 Chris's.
Is that what you have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I join online?
See, why not?
Can I join?
Can you just, I'm sure it'll be okay. Just give Jeff
No, I'll
Stonefish.
sign up. I'll register. I just want to make sure that it's okay with you guys that I register.
Oh, no,
online.
that's fine. That's
Absolutely.
register online, if they have online service, because
Yeah, okay.
sometimes the internet service at Oneida is very bad.
Yeah, it is.
I'll ask.
Do you need a motion
Just,
for that? Yes,
Yes.
I'll motion that.
But you don't know the name yet, do you? I don't know. Okay.
So just add it to the other resolution that plus 2 youth. Just add it to the other resolution plus the 2 youth that are to be identified. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. It's Chris Brandt and Curtis, who are the attendees at the con, and just put plus 2 youth
No.
to be
She's
identified.
got it. Yes, I motioned. Who seconded? Chip.
Okay. Curtis was one. Did you move it, Chris? Curtis?
Aaron did.
Aaron and
I
Curtis-
second it.
Aaron and Curtis then.
I have one more.
Okay.
We just had another community meeting. And
We're-
I called and I didn't get it.
And my fault for not.
When?
That's okay. Were we gonna say, May 20?
I think we're ready until June.
Oh, we can't do it this month?
June, you're June. Unless you would end of June.
Just the middle of the week, so right?
You have to go to the weekend to travel.
What's wrong with, later this month? Is this month not, busy?
Like May 26th, the Monday again, the last Monday of the month?
We've got some, oh, no, we don't have anything that, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Maybe 26th.
Real ISC meeting, May 26th.
Don't piggyback it right on the back where we have to drive to London the next day. Please don't do
Yep, May
that.
26th.
Okay.
We're driving there in the middle of the night.
Okay, so, what's another date then?
Wait, May
Sometime in
26th was IC?
June.
Or IC?
June is,
ISC.
June is busy,
Yeah,
you just talked about June being so busy.
Well,
Like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, right? Are busy, right?
what about the
Mondays-
Friday, the Friday
Mondays
of
are-
May, it's the 30th?
Right.
What
Sorry.
about Friday, May 30th?
What day are you suggesting?
Friday, May
May the
30th?
Want to have it Friday night?
Well, just, I don't know,
Well,
why not?
Why not?
I'm not doing anything.
All right.
You are?
Yeah.
You're partying?
Where do you go?
Going away.
It's blown away.
Why not Thursday? Oh, no, we can't do Thursday.
I can't do Thursdays and Tuesdays
Me either.
for the rest of the summer.
On Monday, well, Chuck is busy, they're busy on Monday, so let's just have it on Friday, it's Friday, so what?
No.
Just another day, Friday.
So what's on what's on the agenda? Are you going to have time to get it advertised for community members to put stuff on the agenda they want to hear about?
What are you going to put on there? Just what you had left?
Well, I don't think what was on the agenda, like people just kind of want to talk about what they want to bring, which is okay too. We just don't have the opportunity to have all of the answers directly in the moment, but
That's really
We
a
can
short
provide
time
them
turnaround
after.
time for staff to gather information.
Taxation and
Registration of,
maybe we just try it a little differently this time and see how it goes and see which one's better.
it was,
Alcohol came up.
yes.
It wasn't on the agenda,
registration of nominated
and a residency permit.
resident, that's right.
Oh,
We could, if we get anybody by then, we could have that in the contract.
okay. And do it the Wednesday, the 28th?
Either way.
That's fine with me.
28th? Well, then we'll need a motion for that then. You're having a community meeting. Chris?
I'll second. If we're already here anyway, May 28th.
Do you want the same kind of format where we put out questions? No?
Let's try it a
Just
different
leave
way
it
this
open?
time and see if it's better.
So can I try again to have us come together and the executive team to figure out what we're doing and how you want to handle things?
Sure.
What information we need to give you? I mean,
Sure.
The meetings would go well if people could stay on topic. But there's usually two that don't want to be on topic. I mean, it was asked, why didn't we sell, land to along 49 to a business owner,
And
we
have
didn't
a
own
new
the land,
date,
we didn't
so
own the
we
land.
could always ask several people that we asked before, they weren't available at that time to moderate. We can see if any one of them might be available to moderate. if that
Oh, I
would
have
help.
some new suggestions as well for that.
Sorry?
I have some people who came forward to volunteer for that as well, so I'll chat with you about that.
Perfect. We're always struggling, so if we
Mm-hmm.
have more names, that's awesome.
One thing that we have to make sure though, for everybody that is listening, is that we have an agenda. We have to stick to the agenda, you know, and not get sidetracked. And, you know, we're gonna have meetings, whether they're monthly meetings, then, and if we miss questions, that we run out of time, or if you have a question that's not on the agenda, we'll get it on the agenda for the next meeting.
And
So
the thing.
very important that we stick to the agendas.
The thing you might want to consider, if people won't stay on agenda and won't listen to the chair, then maybe they have to be escorted out. Because they were told when the meeting started that there was an agenda, that the community members put things on the agenda they wanted to hear about, and we were going to stick to the agenda. And the first person going up to the person who says, how dare you tell us about infrastructure? We want to talk about blah, blah, blah. I said, it's not on the agenda. They just talk over the chair.
Okay, well, we'll just discuss this later.
go.
Yes. Wasn't it? Okay, I'll second it.
The two Chris's to
I
have the
might have
meeting on the
seconded it.
28th.
I think it was me.
Okay. I'll third it then. 28.
This is where it gets squirrely when things are not on the agenda and we're just deciding on the fly.
And I apologize for
No,
not
pro-
getting on there.
no problem, no problem.
I did not make sure that it was on there.
That's okay. That happens. I do the same thing. But
There's
I
a
just
lot going on,
try.
inner workings. so-
Tell me, how well do I know?
Okay, I'll motion to
And
go
that
into
time is-
private.
That time is at
So we
7
can-
o'clock.
So we can have a get together at some.
Yeah, absolutely.
To figure out how you want this to look.
Yep.
Very good, then.
Yep.
Linda second, going into private.
Don't run ahead of the chair,
Love you,
please.
bye.
Listen, it gets squirrely when you start running ahead of the chair. Please do not do that. Who moved to go in private?
Me.
Aaron, who
Linda
seconded?
seconded it.
And Linda. Okay, we have a letter here.
Wait.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for joining the council meeting of May the 7th. And we have now concluded the public portion of our agenda. It is now 10:42, and I wish everyone who joined us online a good happy day today, even though it's raining. Better weather is coming for the weekend. Thank you very much. Bye.